hour, there's people that are at least messaging me that are lining up to buy that fireplace grill of
Are they
Helen's.
now?
Yes. That's a great idea.
Well, those that do the outdoor stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I'm teasing it.
I know you are. You're just trying to cause friction.
Well, I had an idea like that. You take two wooden ladders, and you space them so that your grill grate will be supported, on their rungs, and then you light a fire under the ladder.
Yeah, and see how long it takes for the whole contraption to collapse.
See how long the grate stays. No, that is cool.
Yeah.
That he did that. So.
And he uses it all the time. He's always got stuff on Facebook showing what he's making, like pizza or, like steaks and breakfast foods and stuff.
You got to go. I mean, that takes a lot of work and some cash to put something.
Yeah, he's got to get patent attorneys and designers and all this other stuff and kinds of neat things. So so he's on his way.
Yeah. How about us?
Us, we are. We're still here, Steve. We're still here.
Not on our way. David Fine is here from the Heartlanders.
Yes.
Hi, fellas.
An exciting.
Are you trying to sell a grill? Is that did you air it out?
We have a former coworker. I've known him probably longer than Steve did because I went to school with him.
Well, I remember him sitting in on KFMH when he was like 13 or something.
Okay, so you win.
14.
Okay. Anyway, he's designed this grill that is a campfire plus a grill at the same time.
Sure.
And it got to the top 4 of they had this contest, coolest thing made in Iowa. And it made it to the top 4 out of like 600 entries. So
I want to know what the 599th and 600 rated ones were.
They didn't release the order of the, but the winner was John Deere. So he was up there with the big boys.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah, it is
it
pretty
is cool.
Thanks for catching me up.
All
I felt I was yearning for more knowledge on this than you provided.
Okay, so
I do think he was you win. I think he was I'm pretty sure he came in as a kid and sat in on a couple of shows or something.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't know him. He's a kid.
Right. All right, whatever.
Yeah. But I'll let you win.
I don't care.
I wasn't trying to
I don't care.
I wasn't trying to one-up him.
I was just, yes, you were.
He's just
you were trying to bring it full circle. You were trying to bring it full circle.
You can't. Never mind.
I remember him with his Buster Brown hat on. And
for God's sake, Steve!
I don't even know what Buster Brown is.
It
must have been a while ago.
He's a full button pusher today. Let's put it that way. Now you're in the middle of the off season, but still a lot of stuff is going on.
Yeah, there's some stuff going on. We're for the Iowa Heartlanders again. We're filling out our roster. We're filling out our coaching staff. Our theme night schedule is coming together. It'll be out in the next. We're hoping in the next week or so to see that. And tickets are going to be going on sale right after that. So obviously we have like the season tickets and the flex plans and the half season plans that are all out right now, but. Those like single game tickets will be out a little bit after our theme night schedule gets released. We're going to be at Big Grove tonight. We're playing bingo with Yuki Miura, who's our captain. So he lives here in the summer instead of flying back to Tokyo, Japan. So if you want to come to Big Grove tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. and play some bingo, I know that's bedtime for you guys with the morning show. So maybe I'll catch you from 6 to 6:15 before nighty night, but. So we're playing bingo tonight with Yuki at Big Grove, and just that's kind of what a hockey offseason is, guys. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, like the corporate partnership side and that kind of side and the ticket sales side. But obviously there's no games being played, so
right.
It's the hot stove season and reverse for hockey.
I got to interrupt. There is a gas leak. This is a Hawk alert. There is a gas leak near the Bowen Science Building. Crews are on the scene. Authorities are investigating. This is at 51 Newton Road. Follow the directions. They're detouring you from that scene. And if you can, absolutely avoid the area. Again, a gas leak near the Bowen Science Building at 51 Newton Road. Avoid the area.
Okay. So Yuki has been with the team since like day one, right?
Yeah.
You and Yuki are you the last two then?
Yes, we are. So we're the last. We're the last two. So obviously this is our 5th anniversary season, and things are just so changeable in minor league sports.
Well, of course they are.
Whether it's the Colonels or us, the professional minor league sports, guys go up and down. The roster's 3/4 different every year, right?
Well, your main goal when you're in minor league sports is to get to the major league sports. So
right.
Obviously you want upward mobility, and that happens in the front office too.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, like, for example, our video coach, Eric, who's coming here before you guys know Cheech. Eric Nisho has been in here a couple times throughout the years, and he got a job with the Iowa Wild. That's our AHL affiliate. He's now the video coach for the Iowa Wild. He's one of my best friends in the industry, and I'm so darn happy for him. And that's how it should be. People
exactly.
move up. So I mean, it was 4 years and a couple months ago that the team got the name, and then here we are. Yuki obviously was with the team in year one, our captain, and I've been here since day one, and I'm really I'm thrilled about that, and Yuki is too. He loves it here. He lives here during the summer, and that's just fantastic.
Well, so the season starts in October. When does the roster really start to take shape?
Right about now, actually.
Okay.
So, like, even this week, these things get scheduled out. It's not the NHL or the NFL where Adam Schefter's tweeting about, oh, this player signed 2 seconds after they signed, right? So, these like player announcements get sprinkled in throughout the summer. So we're in the process. I think we've announced like 3 or 5 total so far. And there's, that's about halfway from what most teams have at this point. So that's just what's been announced. There's like others that we kind of space out to try to, keep the fans engaged. And with that being said, we're, like those right about now is when the roster really starts to take shape. And our new head coach, Chuck Weber, who we talked about at length when I was here last month. He's obviously a pretty polished guy. He's won 4 championships across minor league sports, 2 in the ECHL, which is the league that we're in, obviously. He's one of just 3 people to win the championship 2 times in the ECHL. So he's hard at work right now, and every time you catch him, because I talked to him yesterday for about 10 minutes, and he's so giving of his time because I know that he's got about like 50 calls to make back to players and players agents, just as like in the biggest of the leagues in the NHL and the NFL, MLB, they have agents. It's the same thing in the minors. A lot of these players are actually with some of the big agencies. It's just they're not. It's not the Jerry Maguire. It's the start of the Jerry Maguire movie where they're trying to make it big agency kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. So this guy has a winning record and a winning attitude, and I believe you had mentioned when he first got to Iowa City, he said, I'm sorry, but you're going to be working a little later into the season, I think, because that's my goal. We want to play. We want to make the finals.
Yeah, and so he did that specifically for the front office. So this was actually before he officially accepted the job, but we flew him out to Iowa City. It was like, he's our finalist. And it was actually really cool. We kind of treated him like he was like imagine a 5-star like college recruit. When he walked into the arena, I didn't even know that we were doing this. When he walked into the arena, the video board was running with like a welcome Chuck Weber like graphic, and the ribbon board, like small little video board had like his name like circling around, and we had like gift baskets from Think Iowa City for him. It was actually like I joked with him a little bit after. I'm like, you got to accept a bunch of these interviews and just get all these gift baskets, and he said, well, I only brought a carry-on, so it may have not fit kind of stuff. So. But so he actually came by, and me and a few other people from the front office that have been around a while, he kind of just chatted with us individually. We went by the locker room and just kind of, talked to him for a few minutes. And he said, he introduced himself, and he said, I do have one problem. Actually, I had many problems is what he said after, but I have one major problem is that I'm addicted to winning, and I don't like working less than late May or early June, which in hockey is like when the finals are in a lot of these leagues.
Yeah.
So he said that to us, and it kind of, we all laugh, but it's like he's serious about it. He is dogged, determined, and even yesterday, I was chatting with him on the phone, and his attention to detail is just it's superb. He's asking me these questions about, what's the team policy for X, Y, and Z in the past? Like, I might want to tweak it a little bit. And this is stuff that the average person probably wouldn't think about until like a day before they knew they needed to figure it out.
Sure.
But it's, early July, and he's got, he's got all his ducks in a row. So I'm looking forward to working with him and seeing what kind of team the Heartlanders have on the ice this year. Because of, like, if he's this attention to detailed about, how many, what's the player's discount? Do they get a discount in the team store? Like things like that. Then like, how's he with like the really, really important stuff? What I mean?
So it sounds like he's all in. So that's good.
And he's building on work, filling out our coaching staff. Mike Lisi got named our associate head coach, so sort of Chuck's, number 2 in command. We will be announcing an assistant coach at some point, and then that'll be our coaching staff. So obviously this league's everyone wants to move up, right? These names that you're hearing, we hope that they are in the NHL in 3 years or 2 years or less, kind of thing. If they have very successful runs at it, but it makes you appreciate an old head like me, and then Yuki being around for 5 years as well, like myself. So it all makes you appreciate it.
Well, the fact that you're a young team and yet you're still seeing a bunch of people moving up, that's got to be attractive to both players and office personnel.
Yeah, and a lot of front office people have, I'm thinking of ticket sales people over the year, like. And just front office people. Our old game operations director, Jarrett, now works for men's hockey at the University of North Dakota, which is like one of the 3 or 5 best. That's when you think of like name 5 Division I hockey programs, they are probably somewhere between number 1 on the list and number like 6 on the list, and they're no higher than that, just because of how well known they are. Our first video coach ever, Amir, funny guy who's right out of college. He works for the Buffalo Sabres now as their video coach. Like he started here right out of college, and then 3 years later he's in the NHL working. He's traveling to Seattle and Vancouver and Montreal and sitting in these arenas. And
that's a good reflection on Amir.
It is. You wouldn't know it if you met him. I'll tell you that. He would have come in here. He's like the funniest guy. He just is. He would have, if I ever had him here,
way over your head.
Yes, it did go over my head. What went over my head?
Reflection, Amir.
Oh my goodness, that went way over my head. If he came in here, he'd be wearing a New York Knicks snapback hat. He'd be wearing like shorts that made him look like he was from a sporting good ad in the 1982, and he works for the slides and flip flops, and and he'd be like, yeah, I work for the Buffalo Sabres in the NHL. He's a special cat. But it did go completely over my head.
Trying to fit in.
You did.
So once the roster is complete, how many players will you have on the team?
Like 25 to 30 for training camp. And then it gets parsed down to like 22. So it just is a preference of, how many does the head coach want to bring in? Like, what are how much, not like how much work, but like when you have all these extra players, there's housing involved there, all these other like extra details. Yeah. So most teams probably bring in about like 26 or 27. They cut 4 or 5 guys, and then you have like your opening night, 22-man roster.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And is that the limit, 22 in the league? Is that set in stone, or is you can have a variation?
If players are in like the active roster, so if players are like really injured, then it can be, you could have 26 guys sitting in the locker room and 4 of them are like, injured kind of thing.
Right. Okay.
So it's like 22 is the active roster, and then it goes down to like 21 at a certain point. And I know a lot of people like the fighting and stuff like that, which I do too. I've grown to like it. So like we had the league penalty minute leader last year, Nico Blatchman. So his status right now, we're sort of in like this period where there's all I'll call it just, qualifying offers, because that's what it is, where We have protected Nico's rights. He was our fighter last year, where to the point where he can, unless we trade his rights, we own his ECHL rights. If he plays anywhere in this league, he can't just go play for Toledo or Fort Wayne or any of our rivals, Wheeling, Bloomington. If he is going to play anywhere in the ECHL this year, it would have to be for us. Now, he can go to any other, he can go to the AHL, he's good enough to go to the NHL, but we've protected his rights. So unless we trade his rights, he will be on the Heartlanders this year. Okay. I say that because a lot of people are confused, kind of is this guy coming back? And you're allowed to protect a certain number of players. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure they're hard at work negotiating a contract or whatever is going to happen there. I'm sure we'd all love to have Nico back. He's an entertaining guy to watch on the ice and entertaining character off of it. And a person I got to know really well last year. So
yeah, he seems to be a good guy, and he's real protective of his teammates. He doesn't take to being his teammates being slighted or abused or anything like that.
And it's so funny because it's the old hockey stereotype that the enforcers, the fighters, are the nicest guys. Mm-hmm. Off the ice, and I can say nothing less than that about Nico because he is one of the nicest guys. He goes from beating people up or yelling at "stay away from my guys," and then he changes, have showers, changes after the game, and his two kids are right there. He's a 3 or 4 year old, and then a newborn, pretty much 6 months old now. She was born in March, so what's that? 5 months old, 4 months old. So that's really the funny thing about these guys is that they just flip the switch.
So during the off season, and you said Yuki lives here and so forth. Do they get any skating time, or do they take time off?
If you go to the mall, like the Coral Ridge Mall, because obviously the Extreme Arena doesn't have the ice in during the summer,
obviously,
because there's no games or anything, right? So you can probably find them a few times a week if you just show up at the mall. I don't know what time they're on the ice, but they book their own ice and they skate.
Oh, cool.
And we actually have a second player that's here a majority of the summer as well. Ryan McGuire is his name. So he signed with us late last season, and he's taking his obviously he could go home. He's from Connecticut / Quebec. One of his parents lives one the other, so he could live there. Back sort of a little bit further east, but he really wants to be focused on his training and his development. So he's here this summer. Working out, getting himself ready for the season, which is awesome.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
that's pretty. It's a pretty good rink at the Coral Ridge.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a great. For us, obviously, we play all our games at Extreme Arena, but when there's concerts and events, it's nice to be able to hop in the car and drive 5 minutes, 6 minutes from our arena. Depending on how much you're doing over the speed limit on Interstate 80, maybe 10 minutes if you're doing the limit. So maybe I'll take that back because I've probably gotten there in 5 minutes before. But it's neat because I don't know how much people we talk about how great the arena is all the time, the area is beautiful and get your tickets kind of thing, like the Iowa River Landing, but a lot of other cities in our league and any league don't necessarily have the amenities that we do here. And this is obviously a college town, big college community with the Hawkeyes. But when you go to there's a team in our league in Cincinnati, a bigger city obviously. The players live 35 minutes without traffic from the arena because it's not like they're living in these nice-ish apartments right next to the arena in downtown Cincinnati. That'd be really, pricey kind of stuff. They're living 35 minutes away. Their practice rink's 20 minutes the other way. I mean, our players live 3-minute drive from the arena in Coralville. They practice mostly at Extreme Arena, and then they go to the mall and they practice at the mall the other times when, 10:30, noonish, a convenient time. They don't have to practice at 7 p.m. or something ridiculous, The mall makes sure that we're in the arena, make sure that we're taken care of, and those are things that players like when they get here. They don't have to live so far away, and imagine all that time you're spending in the car. If you're playing for a team in Cincinnati, you're driving 30 minutes each direction with twice in the morning, once there, once back. And then if you have a game, you're driving back again. And, you're all of a sudden you're in the car 2 hours a day to be a minor league hockey player. You know what I'm saying? Like it's sort of these like there's a team in our league in Orlando. Like, I'm not saying living in Orlando in January. I'd probably like to live there in January from time to time. But they're living 30 or 40 minutes from the rink, and the practice schedule's all screwy because there's not as much ice. Like, it's not as there's a lot of perks why we've seen the team get better and better every year because of things like this that I'm talking about that are attractive to players. And you're living in a beautiful community too.
Sure, and if they have families, obviously, there are a lot of things to see and do around here too that you don't have to drive very far to get to.
Correct. And, a lot of our players come from, like, Michigan. Obviously, there's, like, Canada and the international guys. Yuki is from Japan, but he's made Iowa his home. Like, a lot of players come from Michigan, 4 or 5 hour drive. And Minnesota, Twin Cities, 4.5 hour drive. Wisconsin, like 3-4 hour drive. It's really not like that far, which is why we see a lot of the, Illinois, a lot of Chicago area guys, 3.5 hours, as we know. So it's just, it makes it very easy for people to fall in love with it.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you coming in and updating us on what's happening. And just a little over 3 months still. The first puck drops this year.
Absolutely. Can't wait for it. Obviously, we have ticket packages and stuff on sale now. So if you're interested in that stuff, you can check it out. Our theme night schedule is going to be coming out. And then my goal for you, but when I see you guys, I think next month I'll be back in, is to figure out, I know you mentioned the gentleman finished number 4 in the contest out of the 600. I will figure out who got ranked number 599 in 600.
Yeah, let us know.
I'll let you know. It'll be like a month from now, and you might not remember it, but
no, we will.
You will remember it. What was the name of the competition again?
The coolest thing in Iowa.
Okay, I'm on a mission. I will try to find it out. I might make a few phone calls and get the hidden list.
There's an article in the Press Citizen today about it. So that's your first clue.
Okay, thank you. I'll get to searching. Right. If it was October, I wouldn't have time to search. In July, I got some time.
Now there's some downtime.
Got some downtime to search.
Seeing that was a good reflection on Amir.
Yes.
Very good reflection. It was.
Every day I put up with this.
And I can't believe that you do.
Thanks a lot, David.
Thank you, guys.